Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie back at you today with another beer review. And what I'm looking at is the Samuel Adams Boston Ale. Now, this product was introduced in 1988. It is 5.4% alcohol by volume and 34 IBUs. I think the recipe may have changed slightly over the years. I was watching one of Ronald Terrio's Louisiana Beer Reviews, one of his early reviews of this product, and in his video he states that it's 5.1% alcohol and 32 IBUs. And then of course I was watching some of the other videos he did later on, and he changed the alcohol percentage and the IBUs in the description and talked about it in the video. But it's a very slight difference, but they may have changed the recipe slightly. So, I don't think I've ever had this beer before. I've had the Boston Lager many times over the years. I think that's an excellent beer, perfectly balanced. One of the beers that started the craft beer movement, really. So, let's give this a pour here. All that foam coming out at the bottom there. All right. So, gave it a nice pour. It's a pretty clear copper color. You got some nice bubbles going up the glass there, so it looks pretty energetic, pretty carbonated. Got a nice finger head on there, khaki head. All right, so smells pretty good. And the only difference that I can gather between this and the Boston Lager is one's a lager, one's an ale. So you have your top fermenting yeast versus your bottom fermenting yeast. This is the only difference in the brewing process, but otherwise the beer, the ingredients in this beer are the same as with the Boston Lager. So, and it does smell a lot like the Boston Lager. You're definitely picking up on the roasted barley malt. Got some nice caramel sweetness on the nose. And you're picking up some hop presence with this one as well. Very Sam Adams-like on the aroma. With the Boston Lager, a lot of their other beers, with the hops that they use, they all have a very distinct aroma. I find this one is no exception. It does smell pretty good, so let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers, guys. Definitely malt forward, getting some nice roasted barley malt, which leads into a nice brown breadiness in the middle of the sip. The body is relatively light with this one, although it might be a little bit closer to the medium side. The carbonation is light to almost medium with this one as well. And it does have a nice hop bite at the back end to give it a nice finish, balance it out. Yeah, it says robust and smooth on the label. I would have to agree. It's very smooth, but it does have a lot of character. It's got a lot going for it. Sessionability is probably pretty high with this one, although not as high as your standard American adjunct lager, light beer, obviously. But this one is pretty easy going, and you could drink quite a few of these at 5.4% alcohol. Wouldn't really come into play until after maybe 4 or 5 of these. So you could session it if you want to, although this would not be something that I would really want to session. But it is enjoyable drinking 1 or 2 of these. Very enjoyable drinking experience. This one might be a little bit more malty than the Boston Lager. But I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'd really have to do them side by side to see what the little differences between the flavors of these products. They are very similar. This one is definitely in the excellent range. I'll go ahead and give it one more sip, and then I'll give you guys a rating. It's good. I mean, well, it's excellent. It's very well balanced, just like the Boston Lager. It's got a lot of complexity of flavor between the malts that they're using, the little bit of roasted barley malt that you get in there as well, which creates for a nice breadiness, and then of course that nice hop bite at the back end to create a really smooth finishing product. So for me, this is an A. I'm gonna go with a 95 out of 100. It's a solid A, right down the middle there. Solid A product from Samuel Adams, the Boston Ale. If you've never had it, go out and try it. I highly recommend it. If you like the Boston Lager, you'll definitely love this beer because it has a lot of similar uh, qualities between the two products. There's a lot of similarities between these two. So anyway, it's definitely a winner, guys. 95 out of 100 for the Boston Ale. That will do it for this beer review. Can't talk today, guys. That'll do it for this beer review. Hope you're having a great day. And until next time, everybody, cheers.